Let's use the nail to diagnose some nutritional deficiencies. The outside of the body gives you a lot of clues on what's going on inside. Just as a plant, if there's any type of problems in the plant, can tell you what's going on in the soil. All right, the first presentation is where you have this vertical discoloration in the center of your nail. That could be low protein, that could be low vitamin D, or B12. Now, you're going to be deficient in B12 if you have low protein, because B12 usually comes from animal protein. All right, next presentation, you have horizontal lines that go across. That can be low vitamin B3, low calcium, or low zinc. Now, the next presentation has to do with that little white speck in your nail. That is a zinc deficiency, mostly caused because the person is on a high-carb diet. And because it takes 6 months for the nail to grow, you can sort of identify a time when you had a lot of carbohydrate, because if it's right in the center, it could have been 3 months ago. All right, the next presentation is where you have this little chip on your nail. Now, that could also cross over if you have brittle nails, but if you get these little chips that just, you bang your nail and then you have this little chip that pops off, that could be low vitamin B6 or low magnesium. But it can also be in this next presentation where we're talking about brittle nail, low iron or low hydrochloric acid. Now, if you're low in hydrochloric acid, you're not going to be able to absorb magnesium or iron too well. So you just might need to add more acid to be able to absorb these minerals. Now, if the nail is all white, it could be that you're just very protein deficient, or your kidney or your liver is damaged, or you took this antibiotic that could be causing this presentation. If the nail is really, really soft, okay, it's not very strong, that can be low calcium. Calcium gives the strength of the nail, makes it very rigid, and you may need vitamin D to help you absorb that calcium, because vitamin D helps the absorption of calcium by 20 times. In this next presentation, we have a club nail, kind of a box-like square. And that is usually a heart problem, or it could be a liver problem, or a lung issue because you don't have enough oxygen. All right, next presentation is the spoon effect. If the nail starts coming up like that, that is an iron deficiency. So as you can see, certain minerals or certain vitamins can create different effects on the nail. Now, if your nail is a bit bluish, that can be low oxygen. If your nail is a bit too yellow, that can be jaundice, which is a liver problem. That occurs when there's obstruction in your bile ducts. So it can also be related to your gallbladder, in which case you need bile salts. In this next presentation, we have the lower part of the nail, which is either discolored or you lost that little luna, that little horizontal white presentation at the bottom of your nail. That is usually liver cirrhosis. It could be a heart problem or diabetes. Now, if your nail is becoming distorted, or it's excessively thick, or you have these horizontal ridges in the center part, that is usually low biotin, which is a B vitamin. In this next presentation, you have these vertical red lines. These are broken capillaries. This is low vitamin C. If you have this condition, you may also have bleeding gums. You can have little spider veins in various parts of your body. In this last presentation, we have these vertical ridges. This could be quite a few things. It could be low protein, a high carb diet. It could be low B12 or low iron because you're not getting enough protein, because most B12 and iron comes from animal protein. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here, called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book, more extensive, called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated.
The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily. Before you go real quick, I have a course entitled How to Bulletproof Your Immune System. It's a free course. I want you to take it. And here's why. Here's you. Here is your environment. Everyone is focused on this over here, avoiding your environment. But what about here? What about strengthening your immune system? That's what's missing. This course will show you how to bulletproof yourself. And so you can tolerate and resist your environment much better by strengthening your own immune system. I put a link down in the description right down below. Check it out and get signed up today. Hey, before